Oh yeah, it's on. Hey guys, I'm gonna make you a tuning video, which I said I would do, and then I did have people start asking about it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hope everyone's doing well. Feel free to drop me or Mrs. Sanchez Tio a note if you want to just say hi or anything too. We're always glad to hear from you. Okay, so this is my daughter's violin, but it has fine tuners and mine does not. So that's why I'm going to use this one to show you how to tune. So, one of the first things that's good to have is either a website or an app. I don't know a website off the top of my head for tuning, but I have an app I use. If you go into Google and put tuner, there's probably something that'll pop up that's going to be very similar to what I'm going to show you on my phone. But I can also try to look for some links. Now, the one I'm going to show you, here, I'll show you what the little thing looks like. Let me turn around. Well, maybe I can turn it around. Maybe I can't. Okay. So that's not working how I thought it was going to. Oh well, I guess I can do it like this. So, you see in my phone, kind of towards the bottom there's a little, it's like a little tuner thing. It's called, I know it's kind of hard to see, it's called Tuner Lite. It's by Piascore, which is Piascore, and it's free. You can just go in there and download it. I'll show like a screenshot or something of it, and I'll send it to you so you know what it looks like. And it's a good app to use, and it works pretty much like a tuner, like we would normally use one. So what happens is, you know, it'll look like, here, this is not good the way I wanted to do this, but I guess I gotta get better at making videos. Okay, and this is probably gonna come out looking backwards. So you'll get something that looks like this. Now, if you use this app, if you see on the side over here, there's a little one that's got a tuning fork. Now, the tuning fork is what you want to have on. You can see like the notes are changing with my speech because it's picking up the notes in my voice. The other option is if you push this button, whoop, it'll play an A. So this is actually your A. So if you want to do it kind of like we do in class and do it by listening, you can do the A like that. It only plays that note though, it doesn't play another note. But I'm gonna mostly focus on how to do it with the tuning fork. So what's gonna happen is if you play a note, it's gonna tell you whether it's sharp or flat. Now, like I said, this is probably gonna come out backwards, so I apologize for that. So here's me trying to play an A. You see it's way over that way. That means it's sharp. It's too high. It's too high. So I suggest for tuning, you know, sometimes we do it when we're up here. That's fine. You can do the instrument up here for violin or viola. I will make a different one for cellos because yours is a little bit different. But basic principles kind of work here. You can also put it on your lap. As long as it's facing you, the directions I'm going to tell you are going to be correct. So, that A is too high. So that means if it's too high, if we're using the fine tuners, you need to turn it to the left to make it lower. You gotta keep going. My tuner still says it's too, nope, no, wait a minute. Yep, I went a little too low. Almost. So if you look in the middle, it's on the green light. It'll say red one way or the other if it's not quite right. So you can go by that. But your goal is to get it green. Or like if it's a little red and a little green, close enough. We just are trying to get in the ballpark. So that's basically how that works. My D is too high. I need to make it lower. Oop, a little too high. There we go. Okay, so that part, pretty easy. Most of you have at least done it with the fine tuners. We've worked on that a lot this year. The thing that we don't have as much experience doing is tuning with the pegs. I know we've spent basically your entire career in orchestra telling you not to touch the pegs. And under 90% of circumstances, that's ideal because it's hard to learn how to tune with the pegs. We don't want people breaking strings, but right now you don't really have us there to tune the pegs for you. So if you want to be able to play, I'm going to try my best to show you how to do it without breaking a string. So the first thing you need to do before you're going to tune with the pegs is, okay, like let's say this is a D, just an example. Like, obviously that's way too low. That's almost as low as your G. So the first thing you need to do, if you have a string that you hear it, you know it's way too low, the first thing you're going to do, if you think you're going to have to turn the peg, is you're going to get the fine tuner. You're going to like undo it, not all the way, but you're going to make it pretty loose. You don't want to get that fine tuner out real loose. So like if you can kind of see that D1, it's kind of sticking up now because I loosened it. You turn it to the left. That's the first thing you're going to do if you think you need to tune your peg. The next thing, when you're tuning with the pegs, you can't just turn the peg. If you just turn the peg, it's probably just going to rebound right out again. Like, I don't know how to do this so you guys can see it. Let's see. Like if I just turn it. Well, this is a little violin. They tend to stick a little better. But what you need to do for most of your instruments is you want to push in just a little bit. Because if you don't push in while you're tuning the peg up, it's going to slip out. The key is you need to do it really slowly, like little by little. That is going to be your best chance to not break your string. So if you kind of watch me, it's almost up to be tuned. So I'm going to tune it back down a little bit. So it's real low. You see me just little by little. And at this point, if you're watching your tuner and you can tell it's getting close, mine's pretty close now. So even if it's a little low, if it still says D on your tuner, then the next thing you can do, once you kind of got it in the ballpark range, start using your fine tuner to find it. So the goal is, kind of to summarize that, you want to loosen whatever string you think is super off, loosen the fine tuner before you touch the peg. Not so much that the little, tuner falls out, but enough so it's loose. Loosen the fine tuner, push in while you're tuning, push in, and do it little by little. Just very, very little by little. And when your tuner is telling you that you are getting close, stop using the peg and switch to the fine tuner. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, this time I'm actually going to do it on E because that's the one that is the hardest probably to do. It's the easiest string to break, so, because it's the thinnest. Okay, so let's say our E is super, definitely not high enough, right? So, first step, loosen the fine tuner. So it's going to be even lower. Now, okay, now you want to do the peg like little by little. So I'm just going to do a teeny bit. Okay, getting close. If my tuner right now is telling me that that is like a C sharp or a D, which is close to E. So if we get it to that point, we got the peg good. Now we're going to try the fine tuner. And my tuner is now on the green light for E. There we go. So that's kind of basics. And I will also do a written summary of these instructions. So overall, stick to the fine tuners if it's just a little bit out of tune. Use the tuner, use the lights to tell you where you are. If you need to use the pegs, step 1, loosen the fine tuner. Step 2, push in when you're doing the peg, do it a little at a time. Step 3, when your tuner is telling you that you're getting close to the note, like if you're tuning a D and it says it's a C sharp, you're getting in the ballpark, then you want to take that fine tuner and do it the rest of the way with the fine tuner. That is going to be the best bet you have to not break a string. If you do break a string, it is not the end of the world. If you break a string, you email me or Mrs. Sanchez TO and we can help you with figuring out how to get you new strings. That's something that can be ordered pretty easily. They're not actually very expensive. That is something we can help you figure out. And at that point, I guess it would be a tutorial for putting a string on, which is a little more complicated. So we're going to try to avoid that. Okay, so that's basically tuning basics for violin, viola. If you are play the cello, it's not super different, but I will probably do a separate video for cello just because it's a little bit different when you have bigger instrument, bigger strings, bigger bridge, all that kind of stuff. Okay, that's it for now. I know that was kind of long. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's anything, like I said in the last video, if there's anything you want to learn how to do, let me know. I'm happy to take suggestions for you guys. I hope everyone is doing well. And okay, I will see you soon.